All right, let's go through all this content in the 11th inning program. It looks like we've reached the end game program for MLB The Show 20. Same as last year, except it seems to be a little bit improved. I think last year went to 1,500 program stars. This time it's going to 2,000 program stars, as you can see, and it's obviously got it in there for an expiration date of over 4,000 days away. So, uh, they are giving you the option to get every boss in the game, or the option of a selection of every boss in each inning program, and they separated it by program stars. So if we take a look, 100 program stars, you get the first inning program bosses. So those guys again: Todd Helton, Roy Oswalt, and Duke Snyder. It's funny because when the game started, my goal was to get every boss in each inning, and I started doing that. So in the first inning, I grinded it out to end up getting all three. I think I went with Duke Snyder originally, and then I ended up buying Todd Helton and then buying Roy Oswalt. So that's your first inning. So at 200 program stars, I like how it's every 100. Second inning program. So you have Bob Feller, Hanley Ramirez, and Joe Carter. Again, in the second inning, I got all three. Hanley was on my team for the longest time. That is one of my favorite cards in the game. I was terrible with Joe Carter, and Bob Feller was decent. So at 300 program stars, third inning, choice pack. This is the first inning where I didn't get all three. I think at this point there was some content that started coming out where I didn't want to spend stubs on getting the bosses, and I didn't like two of the bosses that we see here on the screen, and I didn't think it was worth it. Those two bosses I didn't like: Shane Victorino and Brian Roberts. I went with Chipper in the third inning program. So those are your bosses there. This is the first time, I think, in the first 300 that we get another solid choice pack. So after 300, which we just went over, you get a live series player here. So if you're just starting out in the game, you'll get a decent live player card. And then you get a fourth inning choice pack. I believe these were the henchmen at 150. Ted Williams, Chris Archer, and Ryan Braun. I went with Ted Williams here when I went with my henchman selection. So at 340 is the first time we start to see these different cards coming out. And obviously, some of the big cards for the game were the prospect cards. So you get prospect set, prospect set 1, prospect set 2, prospect set 3, right here at 350, 360, 380. So you'll get to choose between a ton of prospects, which were obviously huge in the game this year. Luis Robert, probably the best of the bunch in this set. Nate Pearson, also a decent card. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these features cards were nasty. Forrest Whitley was really cool. Alex Bohm was really cool in the beginning. So that's what you're looking at with these prospect sets, are the future stars that we ended up seeing a lot of these guys playing in the majors this year, especially with COVID and the weird travel squad that Major League Baseball had and things like that. So here we go with the prospects. It wasn't my favorite part of the game, the aspect of the game, because I didn't know these guys, a lot of these guys going in. I knew the top level prospects, but some of the lower level prospects, or prospects from other teams that I don't really follow that much. So they didn't really have much appeal. They did later in the game as they started to play in the season in real life. So at 400 program stars, we got the fourth inning choice pack. So Felix Rodriguez, Joe Torre, and Jacob Ellsbury. I can't remember who I went here. I think it went Joe Torre, but I ended up with King Felix as well. Did not get the Ellsbury card, although that was a favorite for a lot of people in the game this year. Your first ball in as a habit pack is at 440, and then this is your fifth inning henchman at 450. Jose Alvarado, Cliff Floyd, and Bill Mazeroski. I was like, who is that? Bill Mazeroski. Um, I went with Cliff Floyd here because I have, me being a Mets fan, I have an all-time Met squad. So Cliff Floyd filled the need there. So at 500 program stars, fifth inning, this was the big one for a lot of people. I went with 0 people here. I went through a string of not getting bosses and just picking up bosses and selling them because I was working towards bigger cards, essentially. So I don't have a boss from here until like the ninth inning, but I did pick Larry Walker, and then I sold him. Um, Mariano Rivera, David Ortiz, Larry Walker. I'll probably go back and I'll get Mariano Rivera because you can never have too many 99s in your bullpen, and it'd be nice to have another solid right-handed closer who will end up probably going with, I usually do a lefty closer and a righty closer, so I'll probably pick up Josh Hader, and he'll be my lefty closer when I get that 99 finest card that the show just dropped. So that's your fifth inning program. Your next big one, sixth inning henchman at 550. Those were Denny Martinez, Corey Seager, and Monty Irvin. I think I went Seager here for the fifth inning henchman. Um, So I don't know who I'm going to pick there, but the henchmen aren't as big. And then at 600, you got your sixth inning. This was another big one because Greg Maddux was in it. This will be my pick. This would have been my pick. This was my pick, and I sold him. Stan Musial and Jimmy Rollins for your sixth inning. 650, your henchman for the seventh inning. As it loads, Sergio Romo, Mark Burley, and Matt Carpenter. I'll probably go Romo again because, again, it's just stacking the bullpen. He probably won't even make my pin, but he'll probably be my choice, and I'll probably sell him, to be honest. And you've got a Ducks on a Pond at 680. I've pretty much gotten all of these cards at some point, but your Ducks on a Pond base rounds essentially is Andrew McCutcheon, Zach Greinke, Wade Boggs, El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, Daniel Murphy, Fernando Rodney, who was solid for me for a long time, Salvador Perez, and Dave Kingman are your Ducks on a Pond pack. So at 700, you've got your seventh inning. And this one, I did get a seventh inning boss. I had picked Frank Thomas and did not sell him. He is a pinch hitting bat for me right now. He was my nemesis in MLB The Show 19. Every time I faced him, he hit a home run. So I walked him every time he came up to the plate. Literally walked him, intentionally walked him every time he came to the plate. But your seventh inning bosses, Bryce Harper, Walter Johnson, and Frank Thomas. So I'll probably go, I might go Bryce, but I could go Walter since I have Frank Thomas. But who knows? I'll have to make up my mind when I get to it. Eighth inning, henchmen. Our future stars. You got Ian Anderson, Sean Murphy, and Mitch Keller. At eighth inning program at 800 program stars, Ivan Rodriguez, Ty Cobb, and Clayton Kershaw. I did pick Clayton Kershaw in the eighth inning program. He is currently in my rotation. Apparently, I lied. I went a couple of programs where I didn't pick a Voss, but maybe not four like I thought I did. But I went Clayton Kershaw. And I'll probably go Pudge next, just because I like the Pudge card. And I like speed. He's not super fast, but I like having speed and power on my team. So, ninth inning henchman. Craig Kimball was my choice. You also have Vita Blue and Steve Finley at 850. You have another beach ball pack, or this is the first beach ball pack I think that shows up. This is the really dynamic Luis Robert card. You have Nolan Ryan, Roger Hornsby, Kenny Lofton, Eric Gagne, and Jorge Posada. All decent cards here, but that Luis Robert card, his live series card when I was playing Custom League this year, off the chain. 900 program stars. I went with Kenley Jansen for your ninth inning program. You obviously have Honus Wagner and Jimmy Fox are your other two selections, but as you can see, as we went further along trying to just build the bullpen, because that's usually the last piece of the puzzle in this game as to how you can get 99s. That's the hardest one. 99s in the bullpen are super hard. So if you can get a solid relief pitcher, you go for it at 950, no henchman for the King Griffey program. But they are giving you a beach ball pack. We've gone through that one. And then obviously at 1,000, here's your henchman at 1,000, so they actually skip the every 100. At 1,000, you get your henchman here. Mackenzie Gore, Ralph Kiner, and Andrew Miller. I went Andrew Miller because, again, 99 closers, 99 bullpen guys. So that was my pick. And then at 1050, there is the Griffey card. Griffey currently on my team. Hasn't made his debut yet, but he is on my squad. And then from there, they dish out a lot more packs than they did last year in the 11th inning program. The 20 show packs here, that's whatever. Finest choice pack though, the finest cards are legit this year. So definitely want to grab those. Headliner packs are okay. Here's another Finest pack, Ducks on a Pond pack, more Finest packs, as you can see. Beach Ball pack, High Diamond series, more Finest packs back to back. They give you some more show packs and they finish it out with some more Finest pack sets before you get to the 50 pack bundle at 2000. This should get you all the way up until the release of MLB The Show 21. Which we definitely know obviously is on the PlayStation 5. We haven't heard an official announcement on whether or not it's going to be on an Xbox, and we haven't heard an announcement if it's going to be on PC. Hopefully, I'm rooting against PC. I have a PC, but rooting against it because there's going to be a lot more modding if it's on PC, which is kind of cool when you think of Create a Ballpark and things like that. But if it goes to Xbox, you get to expand the community. There'll be a lot more players. There'll be a lot newer players. There'll be better players. So that will be pretty exciting. So the way they are getting you to those 2,000, obviously you have the showdown, the 11th inning showdown, 100 program stars this time around, as opposed to the 70 that they usually give you. Tons of missions, the normal missions of 10 games or 10 wins in ranked seasons, 10 wins in Battle Royale events or ranked seasons, 10 games in Conquest now, 20 games in ranked seasons, a lot of different ways to earn program stars, more than normal. You have your normal Conquest map. I'm sure there'll be tons of Conquest maps that come out. And then you have your collection. If you have all the 10th inning bosses, aka Griffey, right? So everybody should have that one. So you should get a head start for your 75 program stars, unless they're also adding the henchmen. I'll have to look to see what they're doing there. And then you have your Finest Series players collection, which I currently have 4, but we'll work on that. It'll be easy to get to 12. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I'm going to at least say I'm going to get back to Griffey. The 1,000 or the 1050 program stars, I'll at least get back to there. Get another Griffey and sell them at that point. So that is your 11th inning program real quick, just to show it up on stream. I think this is my full-time. Yeah, this is currently my full-time squad. All 99s except for 2 players, as you'll see. Got Mickey in left, King Griffey in center, Mike Trout in right. Fernando Tatis, that card is just way too good. You got to have him somewhere in your lineup, so I have him at third. Carlos Correa, which I love, my favorite card in the game, on my team in terms of production. At short, Jackie Robinson at second, Cody Bellinger at first, another killer. You're going to see a video from him later, how he was just absolutely outstanding in a game that I played the other day. Mike Piazza at catcher, and then my bench, Acuna, Joe Morgan, who I actually mash with this card right now, especially compared to last year's card. I was not a big fan of the way last year's card plays, but this year's card is amazing. Craig Biggio's in my lineup because he is my catcher if Piazza gets hurt. So I keep him in as a pinch runner, though, too. Need that speed. Babe just got replaced because I had to find room when King Griffey made the team. I had Bellinger in the outfield, so Babe is now no longer playing first. And then there's the Frank Thomas card, as you see on the bench, one of my pinch hitters as well. And then I might change my rotation up a little bit. So I just picked up the Cy Young card, the 99 Cy Young, so he may find a spot on the team. But Corey Kluber, who's been there since day one. Kershaw, who was the day one starter in MLB The Show 18. John Smoltz, Tom Seaver, and Dinelson Lamet are my starters. And then in the pen, Raleigh Fingers has been there all year. And then we've been mixing guys up all day long in the bullpen. Garrett Crochet, Craig Kimbrell, Cody Hewer, Drew Pomerantz, Andrew Miller, and Kenley Jansen. I like to have a bunch of lefties in my bullpen. As you can see, I have 3. I usually have 3, maybe 4, no more than 4, but I like to have the lefty-righty matchups when I'm playing ranked. But that is the squad. This is it. In-game program before MLB The Show 21. 11th inning program, 2,000 stars. They're giving you the option for every single boss this year. Last year it wasn't every single boss, but just about every single boss. So enjoy that. Again, sorry to put this at the end of the video, but please make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let me know what you want to see. My goal is to give you guys as much MLB The content especially coming up with MLB The Show 21. I've got it on the PlayStation 5, or I have the PlayStation 5, so I will have the game on the PlayStation 5. So I want to give you guys the next gen experience. Just let me know what you want to see down in the comments. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thanks for joining in. I'll catch you guys on the next video. But remember, as always, strive for the best version of your day.